Since the posting of our last video message, I have to regrettably inform you that the industrial relations environment has not improved in Tesco Ireland. In fact, what we have seen is a hardening of the position of management and an absolute determination on their behalf to ignore many aspects of the collective agreements which were hard won by you and your fellow union members. Based on reports which are coming back from the ballot meetings currently taking place in all stores, it is clear that the response from your fellow members is that they are also absolutely determined to fight for what is rightfully theirs. And if this view is reflected in the ballot boxes, then it is very likely we will soon be engaged in strike action. If this reality comes to pass, we must be very clear that such an outcome is entirely avoidable. However, management have chosen the route of conflict. It is incredible to think that management are still claiming that they are actively involved in negotiations with the trade unions. This is simply not true. The last time we met with the company was on the 24th of March, when we secured the 1.5% share bonus for 2015. Since then, both your union and the Workplace Relations Commission have formally invited the company to attend the Labour Court in relation to the pre-96 contract dispute. However, they have just ignored these requests. Now you make up your mind and ask whether this behaviour typifies an employer who is actively seeking to find a resolution, or whether it represents a more hardline dogmatic management style which is determined to break collective agreements and force through changes against the will of their workers. It now appears that the company might have a much bigger and more aggressive agenda, which is to break and remove the union in its entirety. In a number of stores, a document has been produced by management on company letterhead paper. It invites union members to request a change in their contract by removing all references to trade union membership. It is blatantly obvious why this approach is being promoted by the company. It is the start of their plan to dismantle all of the terms and conditions which have been negotiated with the union over many years. Now, of course, management will tell you that the union is scaremongering when we say this, and that they have no intention of attacking terms and conditions any further. You can only judge this commitment against their actions in recent months. As witnessed in recent staff company briefings, the degree to which store managers are being pressurised to influence our secret democratic ballot is evident in the type of frenzied misinformation and defamatory comments they are prepared to make against your union. Now, already we see signs of what working in Tesco without the protection of a union would look like, and they are not pretty. An employer who refuses to award pay increases and share bonus payments, withdraws the use of staff notice boards and canteens for union business, refuses to release your local representatives such as shop stewards and conference delegates, denial of open access to union officials to allow them talk to you at work, and advertises new jobs without offering the hours to existing staff first. And they are not fully prepared to implement recommendations from the Labour Court. But most importantly, an employer who wants to establish a culture where they have the power to change your terms and conditions of employment without your agreement. Along with you, the employees of Tesco Ireland, many are asking the question whether such an approach is fair and indeed morally right, coming as it does from one of Ireland's most profitable retailers. The answer is simply no, it is not. Remarkably, the continued attack on you and your fellow members' terms and conditions is being sustained against the backdrop of the Tesco corporate financial results published yesterday. These show a positive 6,500 million sterling turnaround in the company's finances in just 1 year. Crucially, in the press statements which were issued along with these accounts, much significance was made of the positive impact for customers and shareholders. Not surprisingly, there was little mention of staff, either from the perspective of the role they played in the improved company performance or the benefits that might accrue to them in the future. Instead, we see language such as aligning colleagues behind a core purpose. Now, make no mistake, when you strip out the jargon, this means changing workers' terms and conditions, even when it means doing so without their agreement. Such an attitude closely mirrors the approach adopted by Irish management team towards its staff in recent months, and it is why we are facing the real possibility of industrial unrest in the near future. Given these indisputable realities, there will never be a better time to make a stand along with your fellow union members to protect your terms and conditions both now and in the future. Attend your local ballot meetings and vote accordingly. And remember who to trust from this point forward. Either those who will stand with you to defend your interests, or those who are determined to savagely attack them in the interest of corporate greed at your expense. And remember, together we are stronger.